Thank you for tuning into another episode of Breaking the Silence with Arthur, Nick, and Nicole, where you can unleash your inner voice. I know I'm a little late, but what does everyone feel about the Beyonce shifting to country music after being in the world of R&B all these years? Well, honestly, I think that was her desire from the very, very beginning, but she was not allowed to act on it. I mean, personally, I like country music because it tells a story that all of us can relate to. Well, anyway, that's another story for another day. So today's guest is Rashid Myers, also known as Raw One. He is a multi-talented artist who excels in various fields such as podcasting, hosting, music, filmmaking at a national level. His work is deeply rooted in a spiritual ethos, which adds purpose to his artistic endeavors. Raw One's entrepreneur skills spirit is evident in his ability to connect with his audience across different mediums, breaking down boundaries and forging connections that transcend all limitations. So, after the countdown, please welcome this amazing example in the art industry to the stage.
Hey, is it hard?
Hello. How you doing today?
Yo, what's going on? How you doing?
Well, thank you so much for being a guest on Breaking the Silence. I really do appreciate you.
Yeah, definitely. I appreciate you having me as well.
Awesome. So, when I sat down to get your questions together, I was like, he does so much. I don't know what to ask. I want to know so much. So, I did put together some good questions, hopefully.
All right.
So, so how did you become a national podcast host?
All right. So as far as the podcasting go, I think it was more of a thing that I started maybe like 3, 4 years ago. I did it as a testing. Like it wasn't something that I really, you know what I mean? Like I said I was gonna do, but I did it like a testing for a little while. And then I started working behind the scenes on a different podcast, like just being in the background. And while that was going on, I was producing a comedy platform called I Got Five on it. So I wanted to focus on that, where I was focusing on a comedy platform where I was allowing comics to come up and give five comics 5 minutes to come up and do their thing, right? And I was helping to market and promote comics because, a lot of times the comics be funny, but it can't get nobody to come to their shows because nobody don't know them. And that's the main thing about comedy. You know what I mean? Like if people don't know you, they ain't gonna come check you out. So that was the premise of the platform. So then I think maybe like a year after doing so, it was like, yo, it just started calling me back. So yeah, I'm back. So yeah, so the last 2 years or so I've been consistent with the podcast. Yeah.
Wow. Wow, that's awesome that you give a platform for the comics to be well known because you're right. People don't think about the comedians if they're not well known. Nobody's going to see them.
Oh yeah, for real. That's a fact. And that's another thing about it. Like they all go together with the arts, right? You got music, whether it's R&B, hip hop, country, like you said earlier, whatever your form of expression when it comes to music. But then you have the spoken word aspect, and comedy is an aspect of it too. Like it really goes together. Comedy and music, it really go together. So I love giving people an opportunity if I can. So that was one of the things that I'm still doing. So yeah, it's still up.
Awesome. So you basically just told me what the purpose of your podcast is. I mean, would that tie into the purpose of your podcast as well? Why you started from the beginning?
Well, I don't know because the podcast kind of took its own spin. Like originally, it was. I mean, it's called Sparking Conversation. That's the name of the podcast, right? And basically, it was just a way for us to engage in having conversations to gain perspective. So that's the main purpose behind the conversation. The type of conversation that we have. When I first started, I would have panels of people on in studio, right? And they would come in the studio and we would all, have these different discussions. People would write in and I would have different people break down their opinions of what people wrote. Um, then when I brought it back, it was more so like I was gauging it. I was just having conversation about things that were happening throughout the week. Whatever was trending throughout the week, I would pick certain things, and me and the crew that I film with, we'll get on and we'll kind of chop it up about that. But then, as of this year, it just took a different spin. Where as to now, my platform is mostly dedicated to the people who have or impacted families or people who have been impacted some type of way, whether their child has been killed by the police, or whether a child has been injured by a staff member of a school. Just a lot of different things that I've been tackling for the last 6 months or so. So yeah, so right now, Sparking Conversation always been a platform that was there for people to come up and we can have a conversation about whatever it is you do, acting, uh, whatever it is, right? But then now more so, I'm catering to people who actually have some things going on in their life where they wouldn't normally get the opportunity to let people know, and that's where we at right now with it.
Wow. See, that's why you're a national podcaster, because look how you just shifted that into something else to make it great. Wow.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Sometimes you gotta follow your purpose. I know we start off with this urge to do something, right? And then we think it's ours. And then at some point you'll get to really realize why that even came to you in the first place. And your purpose will show for you, and then you just follow it from that point on. Don't try to veer off. Just be prepared if things change from show to show. Because like I know you can have a show scheduled and somebody may cancel, need to rearrange, and then you still have to do your show. So you still have to be able to roll through even if you don't have a guest. And I think that's the thing that separates people from whether they like to do this as a thing because it's new, or whether they really got a passion to, for the platform that they present.
Absolutely, because believe it or not, today, oh, I didn't feel good at all today. But I still rolled with the punches. I
Yeah,
did not feel well. I didn't call my guest and say, "Oh, I can't have you on today because I don't feel well." No, I took some medicine. I still kept it moving because
right,
I do have a passion for it. So at the end of the day, I value your time, like y'all value my time. I value your time. So regardless, you still have the show has to go on no
facts,
matter what. So I
facts.
agree completely. So, what do you think is the most challenging thing about being a podcaster? We just kind of touched on that a little bit.
Um, I mean, I think the toughest part about being a podcaster is, you as a creator staying out of the way of the numbers. Like, stop watching the numbers, right? Like, don't worry about how many people was watching live. Don't worry about how many views you got. Just worry about the content itself. And the more you get the right type of content in there, the better, your audience will come. You have to build that audience, and don't be afraid to do the little things. I think that's the most challenging thing in the beginning is knowing that you got some heat that you're sitting on, and then when you put it out, it's like, wait, I only got 30 views. Wait, I only got 50. Oh, I only got. Oh, wait, this only. You got to get out of that because the same clips that I put up when I first put them out, and I was like, damn, I know these gonna go, and then they only had like really low views. Now they got a lot because of the time. So it's almost like being prepared. I think that's the main thing about anything when it comes to content creation, whether it's this, whether it's filming, whether it's music, whatever it is, you gotta just concentrate on the quality, of your content and just continue to stay focused. So the hardest part about it is that, not paying attention to the numbers.
But I always say that. I tell anybody that I talk to when it comes down to podcasting, I don't pay attention to the numbers. Like from day one, I've never laid eyes on the numbers unless a notification comes through that, okay, you got this many views. I don't know what's going on with the numbers because I'm so focused on building everything and perfecting everything that I feel like the numbers will come eventually. So when it's time for me to look at those numbers and know how they look, then I'll look. But I really don't focus on numbers or views.
Facts.
I
It'll
mean,
help out. I promise it'll help out. Because you got people who will not come on your platform or who will come on your platform based on numbers as well too. So
mhm,
it's a thing. We want to get the numbers because, like I said, depending on what type of podcast you got or platform you have, you want people to see it. So it's not like we don't want people to see it. It's the we can't get focused on the number of people who are looking at it if it's going to change whether we're going to do a platform or not. Because staying consistent can change your life quicker than whether you hot or cold at the moment. So
mhm. Exactly. But it's funny you say that because I had somebody reach out to me a couple of days or so ago, want to be a guest. So the first thing they asked me was, what was my numbers? Now, being the fact that I don't pay attention to numbers, I couldn't really give an answer. And
right.
when I told him, I was like, listen, I don't focus on numbers. I just produce content, and that's just not my main thing. And when I told him that, it was like, okay, well, I guess I'm not a good fit. I said, well, have a good day. I mean, I lost that person, but at the end of the day, that I don't know if that was my loss or whether it was that their loss. But at the end of the day, some people do. The point of the matter is, some people do focus on the numbers, whether or not they be on your platform or not. Honestly.
Well, I mean, a lot of people don't have numbers of their own either. So they rely on coming on platforms to gain new numbers and to gain a new audience because they don't have one of their own as well too, who may want to know certain aspects of them that they won't get. Like on my platform, I don't talk about myself. So I can't like how I am with you. Like now you asking me questions, I could give personal answers about myself. I can't do that on the platform because it's about the other people. So
Right.
that's the difference in whether a person wants to realize that getting the content, being in the algorithm, having your name as a hashtag, being in the system, whether it's what not worrying about the numbers, but being in the system. Because, the one thing I tell a lot of people is that don't knock the fact that you could be Googleable. And I mean that. Like right now, like a person could look me up, like Route One, they could go look that up on Google right now and get things that I've done. And there's certain things that I've done. I've been on platforms who don't have a lot of numbers, but the clips be up there, right? So then now that helps. That helps with that other platform as well, too. So people got to realize sometimes, man, it's about your story. You getting your story out. People allow you that opportunity. Jump on their joints wise early, because when it blow, you're gonna want to get on. They ain't gonna have time for you.
Exactly. I agree. I agree completely. But that might have been the case. That might have been the case. He probably wanted a platform to build himself. But I guess I never know. I mean,
Nah,
eventually he might circle back around.
yeah, it probably will. But then that's when you just gotta say no. You know what I mean? It's cool. Sometimes people set up their own no. I don't mind. Like I let people know. Like I understand that this, but just like you say no, I'm gonna probably say no at some point too. I just want you to realize that. That's all. Like it's about you, not about me. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, yo, we got a platform. We allot you a certain amount of time. You want to come up and get yours off? Here it go. If it ain't what you need or what you want, then why you reach out? Like I don't reach out to people who unless they got a story to tell, right? Like I'm not. I don't.
Exactly.
So it's up to them. Now, a person reach out to me and want to get on, like numbers shouldn't matter. That's on them to do that research. Why you want to get on something if you haven't
Exactly.
checked it out? So even for you, nah, don't take none of that personal. My bad. I ain't trying to tell you how to feel. I know you don't feel right already. But nah, don't take none of that personal. That's on the paper. Especially a person reach out to you. I can see if you reached out to them. Get out of here.
Exactly. Get out of here. I felt the same way, but I was like, okay, you have a good day.
Yeah, be all right,
It's
yo.
crazy. So let's shift to this filmmaking. How did you get into filmmaking?
Oh, I bet. So doing music. So I was in a crew called Team Collective, and we did one thing that we was doing that was different. Our music videos, we was turning them into like short films. So we would take a song and we would instead of just doing a regular movie. I mean, a music video, we would turn it into like a short film, like a, maybe 8 minutes, something like that. But it will have context, it'll have like a theme, it'll have like a beginning, middle, and end. Some of them had cliffhangers that, we brought into another song. So, we was doing that for a while. And then I've always had a passion for being behind the camera or being behind the scene, period. So even though I'm in the front, right? So it's like a correlation. It's like one of them things where I'm in the front, but I had a desire to be in the back. So um as far as the filming go, as we continue to grow in the music scene, we win a whole bunch of awards. We did all these different things. I kind of just kept the passion for it, right? So I was doing it on my own. So as the group started doing their own thing and everybody started, finding their own way, for me personally to find my way, I didn't just focus on the music, I would focus on filming as well. So I would do a couple of things on my own as far as like taking a couple of songs that we did as a group and then turn them into short films. And then from there, it was like, yo, you know what? I'm just going to shoot content. Once the pandemic hit, I was like, yo, forget it. Cause I had did some skits before. And it was like, yo, I like doing these things, right? And so the person I was doing them with, they decided to go another way. So I was just like, yo, I'm gonna do it myself. So I picked up the camera on my own and I used a tripod and boom, I just ran from there and I've been doing it since.
Wow. It's funny. Someone at my job said he was in the filmmaking. And I
Right.
asked him, why did you stop? He said, because filmmaking is like you get a job and you may work that job 6 months or 3 months and then boom, you're unemployed until you find your next situation. So is that true?
I guess if you are talent looking to be hired, I guess that can be a thing that you could go through if you're a talent. I mean, I know a lot of people who live as talent. Whether
Mhm.
they're looking for the next opportunity, they submitting for auditions, they are, looking to be on sets, and so whenever that happens, you may you may catch a nice little run, and then you might not. But as far as what happens on my end, we the creators. Like we don't wait for the opportunity, we create the opportunity. So for me, it's like short form content is so relevant right now. It's really no excuse for an actor or a person who is in that particular lane to not have content where they'd at least be focusing on their own channel to build some type of monetization for themselves. Because, like, especially when you coming off the hype of being in other projects that may have had a lot of good eyes on it and numbers, right? So if you was in a project that, let's just say you was in one of the independent projects that's doing real good, that got some of the the big independent stars in it where everybody is watching it, and you've been a part of that. So now every time you go in between a film, you should be shooting your own content, right? Because people gonna be checking for you. They're gonna see you
Right.
in the film. They may go follow you on social media. So why not feed them when they come follow you? And that helps you to continue to make money in between your projects. So I don't know. It's just a mindset thing, I think, when it comes down to those that are in the film industry. Like those in the film industry, long as they keep waiting on an opportunity and not creating them, then yeah, they're gonna have that outcome, like you said, 6 months in, 6 months off. But if you like me and you get up and you don't wait for opportunity, you create it, then you're gonna work every day of the year. If it's work for you, if it's your passion, it ain't gonna be work. That's why you going that's why you gonna make it shake. That's why you're not gonna wait. You're not gonna wait for nobody to give you an opportunity. If you got a passion really for acting and stuff like that, if that's really your passion, you're not waiting. Period.
Period.
So
Period. I said the same thing. I said, that makes me question your passion for it because you can just drop it after that and go on about your business like that's nothing. You have to have a passion for anything you do. I know that, but and that one he must didn't have the drive for it like he said he did. I don't know. Go figure. So, what do you think is the hardest part about being an entrepreneur? Because you have a lot of things going on. I don't know how you balance everything that you are doing, to be
right.
honest.
Um that's sometimes that is the hardest part, right? Because you have a mind that you're able to do it, but you also gotta be honest about whether you need help or not. And I think it gets to a point where as a person like me, I'm at a point right now where yeah, it's time that I need to bring in help on certain things, right? But I ain't gonna lie, you have to put a lot of other things aside in order to really juggle the things that you need because you got the time. Like it's like people say they don't have time, but you do. It's just like we said earlier, what is your passion? You know what I mean? You're gonna make time for what's important. That's the only thing that I can say. You make time for your family, but you gotta make time for your future, right? And you don't get the waiver in between. But some people are allowed to do so, I mean, because of free will. But for me, it's like on these weekends when everybody be out at the clubs and doing all those things, 3 o'clock in the morning and stuff like that, I'm up editing clips. You get what I'm saying? When people are at all the events coming around, I'm in there making shirts. I'm in there. You get what I'm saying? I'm talking to families like during the week, like when people be on their lunch breaks and they chilling, they trying to gather themselves. I'm talking to families, scheduling them for the show, right? I'm doing research every day during the week to make sure I understand what I'm understanding, right? I'm like, I don't do it. I gotta concentrate on my content as well too. So the filmmaking portion, I can't slip on that. So I'm editing content. I have enough content right now that I can go out through the rest of the year. I film up like that, right? So I still have to edit those things. So these are all things that have to be done. After I do the podcast, I don't just do the podcast and then yeah, I'm waiting till next week. Every day after the podcast, we gotta do the audio. Make sure the audio get out there in all the streaming services, right? Then you gotta get prepared to be editing your clips because you gotta promote your podcast. You can't just throw it out there, right? So the times that people take doing all these other things, I take the time to concentrate because I have a purpose, right? And my family is important. My children are important. So my family didn't leave me anything when they was before my generation. So I have to change that for mine, right? So that's the most important. You gotta have a reason why you do all this shit, yo.
For real. Man, that sounds like me. Like you said, that when they at the club, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, I'm sitting up editing or prepping for the next episode or something like that. So I might be on the right track because if you there, the things that you do, I do.
There it is. Got to, yeah. I mean, it happens that way. You know what I mean? Like you don't get the like it's just something about it when it comes to you, right? Like I said, when you find your purpose and you have a passion for something, you don't make excuses about getting it done, right? Because people in your life gonna expect you to do the same thing for them, and then like you gotta expect the same thing from them, right? That's when it turns around. Like you gotta expect the same thing from them, and then when they don't meet you in the place that you are, that's how people get left.
Right,
You
right.
get what I'm saying?
It's
So
absolutely.
you got
And it's cool.
you gotta find a means of figuring it out, like, what's important to you, what's your passion, and then going for it. That's it. You know what I mean?
That's it. That's it. I think some people chimed in for you off of sparking conversation. Said, "Hell, is that you? Hello, everyone."
Yeah, that's me speaking to
That's
everybody.
you. Okay, we got Cherie. We got you know her?
Oh yeah, that's Yessie. That's my baby. That's my other half. Yessie's been in a whole bunch of films and stuff like that. So she'd be dope for you to get her on and chop it
Awesome.
up with her. Yeah, she has a lot of things going on. She has her own podcast, Oyendia. It's just a lot. It's a lot going on with her. So yeah, y'all gotta get her on. You gotta get her on and chop it up and get into her world, yo. You'll be interested. She has a great story too.
Awesome. Definitely. I'm gonna connect with her. Thank you. I'm connecting with
Yeah,
her.
yeah, definitely, definitely.
So my most important question for you of the night is where can people get in touch with you for any of your services? Where can people tune into your podcast? I already know where it's at, but I want you to tell everybody.
Okay, bet. Yeah. So for all y'all that's out there, it's easy. You can either like I said, you can either find me right there, RAH dash and the number one on Instagram. You could it's Ra1 Ra1. It's just the name twice. You can pull me up on Instagram and you can find a lot of my content and different things there. I am on YouTube under Sparking Conversation if you want to check out the podcast and everything that we're doing over there. I'm also on YouTube for all of the content, the film content and music under Team Collective TV. So Team Collective TV on YouTube, you could go there. You can see all of the skits, short films. I'm in comedy. That's all we're doing right now. We're doing comedy. So, you can see that. You can see some of the clips of the different comics that I have had on the platform and stuff like that. So, yeah, everything like that. If you're on Facebook, it's more easy just to hit me up on Collective Visions or just hit me up by my name or hashtag. This would be the best way to do it on Facebook. Just type in a hashtag Ra1 RAH and the number one, and you'll see everything you need to see right there, and you can figure it out. I'm always looking opening to working with with talent. So if you're an actor in the area, you want to get in these skits and all that, you feel like you got some good timing. I do everything improv. I write the scenario and we give it to the people, but everybody does it improv. So if y'all watch my content, everything is improv. So it's it's dope. I mean, to me, you know what I'm saying? Because it's not somebody just force feeding people. I give everybody the scenario. I let them know what we doing, what we talking about. Give me this, give me that, and then boom, everybody bring their flavor and we get busy. So yeah, there it is.
There it is. Gotta support this great guy. Gotta. That's his favorite quote. Strolling. Go hard or go home.
That's it. Go hard or go home, y'all.
That's it. Well, thank you so much for being a guest and rescheduling. It was hard for us to get our schedules together, so we finally made it and got it together. So thank you so much for coming on here and being a guest on Breaking Silence.
Yeah, definitely, and definitely appreciate you for having me on. It's good to see other fellow podcasts support each other and give each other flowers and not be in competition, right? Because I don't know why in this game they try to find ways to create beef, and I'm thankful for you for having me on. You know what I mean? And shout out to my boy Antonio Cap for connecting us. You know what I mean? That's my guy. I've been knowing him for 20 years plus. Well, I've been knowing him for a really long time, and everybody that's connected to him, I've been knowing them for a number of years. So I'm very thankful for him for connecting us, and thankful for you for having me on your platform for real.
Yes. That's my cousin.
Yeah,
Thank you for the connect. So that's family. He is awesome. He's connected me with so many great people on this journey, and I'm so grateful for that. Really,
yeah,
I am. I hope he's watching.
that's my guy, yo, and he definitely will connect. We got a really dope scenario coming up at by the end of the year. Well, we're gonna try to do it in the fall with the comedy thing, and it's a lot of things. We've been working together for a long time, so this is gonna be dope. What we're trying to do, so we definitely will come back on your platform and let the world know once we get everything locked in.
Yes, definitely come back. Welcoming.
Oh, he in the comments. Yeah, he
He
said
is.
he in there. He
He is.
watching. All right.
Okay. There you go.
Yeah, it's my guy, yo. So yeah, for sure, man. Be on the lookout for a lot of the things that we got going on because we got some fly shit coming.
Yes. I'm gonna definitely reach out to her soon as we finish. I'm gonna be connecting with your connection. Thank you so much for
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah. Reach out to her, Yessie Rodriguez. Oh yeah, she in here. So
Mm-hmm.
as soon as we finish, just send her an inbox. I'm sure she'll respond to you ASAP. And yeah, get her on, man, because like I said, it's a lot of things she got going on in her area, and it'll be dope to connect with her, get with the Latino community as well too. You know what I mean? And just see a lot of things that's going on. So yeah, that'd be fly.
Awesome. Once again, thank you. I really appreciate
Yeah, definitely. Same here, yo. Double salute, yo.
you. And thank you to everyone else out there that's tuning into yet another episode of Breaking the Silence. I appreciate your support, your encouragement on this journey. So continue to like, share, subscribe to my YouTube channel and all the other platforms that I'm on. Please join me next Saturday with my co-host Kashari for our open mic at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. We have some incredible talent on the stage next Saturday. And please also join me on Sundays at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time for debate nights, where we engage in thought-provoking conversations that people normally don't talk about. This upcoming week lineup for open mic is just truly amazing. I'm thrilled to have Via. She's a gospel vocalist that's coming to the stage. Josh V, he's been on the stage before. He's a spoken word artist. T Rayner, he's a soul artist. We have Marissa G and Rebel Jesus as spoken word artists. Rebel Jesus has also been on the stage as well. So coming up next on the stage is going to be tomorrow at 11 a.m. is Say Drip. She's an artist from Alabama, destined to reach the stars. At 12:30 p.m. tomorrow, we have Tamika Banks. She's a serial entrepreneur rising to the top. So remember, you learn more from failure than you do success. Do not let it stop you. Failure only builds character. So stay focused, determined, put God first, and watch how things turn around for you. Believe me, I'm a witness to that. So stay prayed up, guys. And don't forget to tune in next time with me, Arthur Nicole, to break the silence together. Have a good evening.